right, everybody. We are ready to go. Game number 12 in the Colorado Rockies 2025 replay. Hopefully, got this thing lined up where I need it. I think I do now. Might need to back this up just a hair. I think that'll work out better. All right. Rockies have not fared well against the Brew Crew. They've lost the first two games and were blown out both games doing it. Don't think this game will be nearly as interesting as this morning's game was between the Angels and the Brewers, but we're going to play it anyway. This is played on Thursday, April the 10th, 2025 at Coors Field. Singles 1-19, home runs 1-9. Ryan Feltner on the mound for the Rockies against Quinn Priester. Milwaukee comes to this game 7-5, Colorado 3-8. Feltner will be making his second start of the season. He had 6 total. I believe he goes on the disabled list after this start. I have to double check my transactions, but I believe he does. Well, I'll follow the transactions wherever they take me. But just off the top of my head, I was trying to think. I think they would do that, but not sure. But we'll find out. Hello, Ben. Good to see you. So we are ready to go. Bryce Terang will lead things off for the Brew Crew. Hopefully this game is not over by the second inning like the last couple have been. 3-6, and that's going to be a strikeout. Good start for Feltner as he puts the K on Terang. Here's Jackson Churio, right fielder. In case this is a little bit too bright, I'll drop the brightness down 1 hair, maybe 2 hairs here. Maybe that'll help a little bit. 4-6, and that's a double. 1-5, 6-20 is a single. And that's a single for Churio. Feltner is a +5 hold, so of course Milwaukee's going to look to run whenever they get a chance. So Churio needs a 3-6 to get the lead. He does not get it, so he will hold. Brings up Christian Yelich. He was a DH in the first 2 games, but playing left field today so that they can DH the catcher Contreras. So here's Yelich. It's a 3-7, and that's a strikeout for Yelich. Strikeout number 2 for Feltner. 2 down, and a chance to get out of the inning with unscathed if he can get William Contreras, the catcher. Contreras. 6-3, but that's a ballpark blast. It's 1-9. Contreras with normal power. 1-9, and we get a 2-0 Brewers lead, and it's here we go again. But it's a 19, and he catches a break, and they get out of it unscathed. So Milwaukee comes away with nothing here in the first. We go to the bottom of the first. Milwaukee nothing. Colorado coming to bat. And right-hander Quinn Priester, never heard of him, I don't believe. For the Brewers, 13-3 with a 3.32 ERA in real world. Like I said, I think I've vaguely heard the name, but I'm really not familiar with him. So we'll see how it goes. He'll be facing Brenton Doyle, center fielder for the Rockies. That's a 3-6, and that's a strikeout, and that seems to be what Feltner does best is strike. I mean, what Doyle does best is strike out. Zach Veen, the right fielder, bats second. He will use the nameless player card. He is a left-handed hitter. 3-12 is a 1-16 triple, 17-20 double. Wow. A triple for Zach Veen. How about that? Zach Veen with a triple. I'll bring up Kyle Farmer. Infield for the Brewers is in. Try to choke an early run. 4-9 on Priester. That's a single to center, so it doesn't matter. Rockies lead it 1-0. That's the first time the Rockies have led, I believe, in this series with the Brewers. I believe it's the first time they have actually led. So here's Ryan McMahon. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Ernest. Ryan McMahon, third baseman. Farmer at first, not being held. That is a 6'8 lefty, and that is a ground ball second base A. That is a Giovanni's Taylor shop. Taylor made double play of the game. 4-6-3 double play. Look at it again. 6-8 against the lefty is a ground ball, second base A. That is a Giovanni's Tailor Shop tailor-made play of the game. Giovanni's Tailor Shop in Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. Be sure to stop by and see them if you have any tailoring needs. Tell them Demo sent you. They'll give you a discount. They're the unofficial sponsor of the channel, but the official sponsor of the tailor-made double play of the game. So the Rockies do get the run before the double play wipes out the rest of the inning. We go to the second, and it's 1-0 Rockies. Garrett Mitchell. Hello, Dale. Good to see you as well. Garrett Mitchell, 2-11 for Mitchell. That's a walk, and that's usually the first step to trouble for Rockies pitching as we start issuing walks. Mitchell's going to try for the lead. He's got a 20. If he can get a 5, he'll steal the base pretty much uncontested, but he needs a 5, and he got a 7, so he can't get the lead. He'll hold, and here's Jake Bauers making his first appearance of the series. He was on the bench the first 2 games and did not, obviously with the big leads Milwaukee had, they didn't need any pinch hitting, so see what Bauers does here. 5-5 lefty, and that's ground ball shortstop X. Shortstop is, actually it's the backup shortstop Farmer. They're giving Ezekiel Tovar the game off. Unfortunately for Farmer, with Bauers being a lefty, and the runner on first being held, the shortstop is responsible for holding the runner at first base. So he drops to a 5. He is a 5 E17. 5 and a 16. He still might catch a break and get to this. 5 and a 16 is going to be a G3. So the only difference is it won't be a fielder's choice. His only play would be to first, but at least he can get to it. He's an E17. So he's got to avoid 15, 16, and 17. Those are 3 numbers to avoid, which he does. So it's a good play. Couldn't get the force play. His only play is at first base. Mitchell will take second base. 1 away, and that's going to send up Joey Ortiz, the shortstop. Whoops, that didn't go through like it's supposed to. There we go. Ortiz, a righty. 2-8, and that's going to be a pop-up to short. And again, Farmer's there, 2 down. And now we got another nameless player in Oliver Dunn, third baseman. He's actually up in a clutch situation, but the nameless player cards are not rated for clutch, so we don't have to worry about that. Feltner 5-8, and Dunn's a lefty. 5-8's a strikeout, so how about that? Feltner gets his 3rd strikeout and has pitched 2 shutout innings. What's going on around here? 2 shutout innings, and you know. Who would have thunk it, as they say. All right, let me get my cards together here. Make sure I've got everybody where they need to be. So Haas will lead off the next inning. Very good. All right, bottom of the second we go. Priester back out, and Priester will be facing Martini, the designated hitter, followed by Tolia and Freeman. That's a 6-6 lefty, and that's going to be a fly to right field. That's hauled in out there by Churio, 1 away. Michael Tolia. That's a 4-10, switch hitter batting left-handed. That's a ballpark single check, and in Coors Field, that's pretty much automatic. Base hit for Tolia. He will not be held. He's not any threat to run. Here's Tyler Freeman, second baseman. 111 for Freeman, and that's a ballpark single. So once again, another automatic hit. Back-to-back singles. Coors Field is producing offense just as you would expect. Here's Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. 3-7 for Moniak, the Maniac. And he gets a 1-4 double. 5-20 would be a single. It's 2 stars either way. That's a 9, so that's going to be a single, 2 stars. And the Rockies take a 2-0 lead. RBI single from Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. Going to third is Freeman. 2-0. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Priester has a 0 hold. Moniak could try to get a lead here. He needs a 2 through 5 to get the lead to steal. Doesn't get it. He'll hold. And here's Jacob Stallings. Brewers are playing back for a double play. 4-8, and it's a 1-14 single. Anything else, he grounds to third. And that's a 20. It's a ground ball third base speed. They get the fielder's choice at second, but cannot turn the double play. So the run scores. It's now 3-0 in favor of the Rockies. Back to the top of the order, and Brenton Doyle. Rockies trying to salvage the last game of this homestand. 112. That's a ballpark blast for Brenton Doyle. It's a 1-9. And that's gone. Brenton Doyle, a 2-run shot for Brenton Doyle, and the Rockies have blown this thing open. 2-run home run, Brenton Doyle. Look at it again. The home run was a 112 ballpark blast. 1-9 is a home run. Double die is a 3. And that's 4 runs in the inning. It's 5-0 in favor of the Rockies. And Priester is a good pitcher. It's not like he's a chump. I mean, he's 13-3, 3.32 ERA. Those are good numbers. Rockies just getting the rolls here. Here's Zach Veen, the nameless player, tripled his first time up. 3-5 this time will be a fly to center, and that will end the inning. So a big 4-score Abraham Lincoln inning for the Rockies, and they lead it 5-0. Feltner, not used to having a lead, doesn't know what to do with it. Eric Haas, the catcher, will step to the plate. Hello, Mr. Steve. Oh, I don't know why I rolled the D20. That wasn't even necessary. Here's Eric Haas, 4-7, and that is a single 1-9. And that's a 10, so it'll be a line out to short. 1 away. You want to see a interesting game? Go back and watch the game from this morning between the Brewers and the Angels. Pretty historic. Here's Bryce Turang. There's a 3-7 for Turang, and he flies to center, 2 down. Here is Jackson Chourio. 3-6 for Chourio, and he pops it up to second. So 1-2-3 inning for Feltner. How about that? The Rockies have tossed 3 shutout innings at the Brew Crew. Ryan Feltner, again, 0-2 to a 4.75 ERA, so it's not like he's Cy Young or anything, but he's pitched 3 solid innings so far. And Tabby is right here with me, but so far she's being good. All right. Here is Kyle. Oh, how did this thing get out of line? Here is Kyle Farmer. Hello, Roger. Good to see you. Kyle Farmer. 6-2, and that's a ground ball to third. And Mr. Dunn will take care of that. 1 away. And for Ryan McMahon, third baseman. 5-8, and that's a strikeout for Priester. That's only his second. 2 up, 2 down for Nick Martini. 1-5, and that's a fly to right. 3 up, 3 down go the Rockies in the third, but they maintain a 5-0 lead as we head to the fourth. Both Feltner and Priester have fatigues of 5. That's modern baseball for you. Christian Yelich will lead it off for the Brewers. He struck out his first chance. 5-10, lefty, is a catcher X. Looking at Stallings, he's a 3E1. So 3 and a 9 should not be a problem. 3 and a 9. Oops. 3 and a 9. 3 and a 9 is a pop out. And the error is only a 1, so the only way he makes an error is on a 17. And he makes that play easily, so it's just going to be a pop-up for Christian Yelich. 1 away. And Steve, what I was talking about during your game, I'll show you. This is the Strat-O-Matic exclusive Barnes & Noble edition that I picked up a while back, a couple weeks ago, where everything is square. The box is actually square. It's not rectangle. And the charts, especially like the advanced charts, are sized. Let me find the advanced charts in here somewhere. First of all, the strategy charts look like this, and they're square. They're not rectangle. They're square. And let me get to the advanced chart if I can find it. Where did you go, advanced charts? What did I do with the advanced charts? Just had them. Now I can't find them. Well, I was going to show you something, and now I can't show you because I can't find it. Isn't that silly? Oh, well. I don't remember taking them out to use them for anything, but I must have took them out to show somebody and forgot to put them back. Oh, here they are. Okay, now we got it. So the advanced charts, the normal advanced chart in Strat-O-Matic looks like one whole sheet like this that you kind of have to fold in half or whatever, but now they're cut in half. You got the outfielders on one chart, pitchers and catchers on one chart, and then you've got first and second on this side and third and short on this side. But you have to get this game to get these parts. I wish Strat would sell these, you know, from their own website, and maybe they will one day. I don't know. Maybe this was a test run they did for Barnes and Nobles. I don't know, but it would be nice if they would sell it like that for everybody. So if everybody has the option to get that kind of game, those kind of game parts. So anyway, that's what I was talking about when I was talking about earlier about Barnes and Nobles. But it's just, and it's good. You get the 25 set, you get the game parts, which are like those new game parts, the box, the whole 9 yards, and you get the 2025 season, just the standard set. But they give you a certificate to mail in for the extra players for 75% off with free shipping. So I think it cost $7 to get the 300 and something extra players I got. So it was really a pretty good deal, all in all. All right. Sometimes though people complain that their Barnes and Nobles does not have it. I got just on a whim. I went to mine and I wasn't expecting it to be there, but I found it and I jumped on it. So that's how I ended up playing this 2025 Rocky thing, is just because I got this set. All right, here's William Contreras, 1-7, and that's a fly to center. And that's where this whole theme of this replay has come from, is that I was going through YouTube and happened to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show and thought about how bad the Colorado Rockies were, and I put 2 and 2 together and came up with the Rocky Horror Baseball Show. So that's how that all got started. So blame Barnes and Nobles. If Barnes and Nobles did not have that game with the 25 set, I would never have bought this. So here's Garrett Mitchell, 5-9, and that's a strikeout for Feltner. Boy, he's just rolling along here. 4 shutout innings for Ryan Feltner. And as good as the Brewers looked the first 2 games, blowing out the Rockies, they looked horrible. They now look horrible this game. They look just as bad as the Brewers did this morning. I mean, it's pitiful. Must be a Brewer thing. I don't know. Must not be a good day for the Brewers. Here's Tolia, let's say. 1-6, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Tolia. Tyler Freeman, the batter. And unfortunately, I don't think you can get it by the mail. I think you have to go into the actual store. I don't think they have it on barnesandnoble.com. I think you actually have to be in the store. Let's see. They also have an updated version of Strat-O-Matic Express, but I wasn't interested in that. 6-4. That's ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Ortiz. He's a 2. 219 is good. E10. E10 and an 11. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Shortstop. E10 with an 11. Nope, 16, 17, and 18 are the problems. So easy play for Ortiz. 2 down for Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. That is a 3-8 from Moniak, and he strikes out to end the inning. So much better last couple innings for Priester. He just had a hiccup there in the second inning for whatever reason. We go to the 5th, and this is the fatigue inning for both starting pitchers. Number 5. That's just modern baseball for you. Here's Jake Bauers. 1-5 for Bauers, and that's a single for Jake Bauers. Only the second hit for the Brewers in this game. Down 5-0, but Bauers is going to try for a lead anyway. They got to do something to spark their offense. He needs a 4 or a 6. Doesn't get it, so it doesn't matter. So here's Joey Ortiz, shortstop. 3-6, and that's a pop out to short. 1 away for the nameless player, Oliver Dunn, third baseman. That's a 2, so it's balk or pass ball. Looking at a pass ball chance on Stallings. I don't think he has a very high pass ball rating. In fact, it's a 2. His pass ball rating's a 2. So there's no pass ball. 6-11, Dunn's a lefty. 6-11 is a ground ball first base A. That will be yet another double. I'm sorry, 3-11, not 3-10. That's a split. 1 to 6 is a single. 7 to 20 is a line out. And that's a single 1 star. Big difference between that and a double play. I almost misread that. All right, so first and second. And one more base runner, Feltner will reach his fatigue level, so you got to keep an eye on that. Here's Eric Haas, the catcher. 111 for Haas, and that's a ballpark single. You know what's going to happen with that. It's 1 to 19, so it's pretty much automatic. And the bases are loaded. Now Feltner is fatigued. So bullpen activity coming up for the Rockies. Let's see who they've got in the bullpen. They have Angel Cheville is loosely in the bullpen. Angel Cheville. Right now, bases are loaded with 1 out. They could really use a double play right about now. Bryce Terang, the batter. 5-7. They get a ground ball second base X. It's possible. But Farmer's only a 4, so that's going to be tough to get that G1. 4-11. Looks like a G2. Looks like got G2 written all over this. 4-11. Actually, it's a G3. So the run's going to score. Basically, everybody's going to advance. And his error is a 17. So once again, he's got to avoid 15, 16, and 17, which he does. But it's going to be a 4-3 ground out. The only play being to first base. Scoring is Bowers. Brewers get on the board. RBI ground out. Dunn goes to third, and Haas goes to second. It is a 5-1 game now with 2 outs and runners at second and third. Clutch situation for Churio. And in the clutch against right-handers, he loses a hit on 1-6 and 2-2. Cheville is ready if needed, but they're going to try to get Feltner. He needs to go 5 innings to qualify for the win. 4-7, and that's a 1 to 9 single. Anything else 10 to 20, the inning's over. That's a 19. He lines it to short, and that's going to take care of the Brew Crew. Feltner gets out of that with just 1 inning. He's done. He goes 5 innings, and Cheville will be the new pitcher in the 6th. Cheville. And I did go on YouTube and watch some MLB games of the Rockies to get that pronunciation down. It is Cheville. I thought it was Cheville when I saw the name, but it's actually pronounced, according to the announcers, it is Cheville. All right, so Feltner's going to go 5 innings. He's going to give up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, 1 run, which was earned. He walked just the 1, and he struck out 4. So excellent outing, especially after the first 2 games of the series. It's definitely an excellent outing. Cheville is a 0 hold, so it's a -1 when you add it. Tabby, no. Tabby, watch out. All right. Unfortunately, Tabby wants to get involved here. Watch out, Tabby. Come on. You got to move. Come on, get down here. Come on. Down here. Come on. Get down. Come on. There you go. All right. So Priester, this is his fatigue inning as well. Keep an eye on that. Jacob Stallings is your leadoff man for the Rockies. It's a 2-9, and that's going to be a strikeout. Strikeout number 5 for Quinn Priester. And here's Brenton Doyle, top of the order. Struck out and homered, feast or famine. 5-6, and that's a ground ball to short. Ortiz will take care of it. 2 down, and now the nameless player, Zach Veen. 5-6, he's a lefty hitter. It's ground ball to second, and that'll do it. So Priester is going to keep going. He's got full endurance into the 6th, so he will keep at it. But now Angel Cheville. It's not. First, I called him Angel Cheville, but then I listened to the Rockies announcers, and they called him Angel Cheville. So that's the best I can do. I'm probably butchering it as it is, but that's the closest I can get to that pronunciation. All right, here is Christian Yelich. That's a 3-8 for Yelich, and that's a home run on a 1-19, so this is most likely gone. And it is. Home run for Christian Yelich. He had a home run in the previous game as well. Cuts the lead to 5-2. And the question is, can Feltner get the win, or can the Rocky bullpen hold it? They got 4 innings still to hold a 3-run lead now. Contreras 1-8, and that's a strikeout, so that's a good start to try to hold the lead. Here's Garrett Mitchell, 5-11 lefty, and that's a strikeout for Chevy. 2 in a row after giving up the home run. Here's Jake Bowers, 3-8, and that is a single 1-5. Single 1-5 for Bowers. It's an 11, so instead it will be a line out to second base. Whoops, up here. What am I doing? I got it in the wrong spot. Tabby got me all messed up here. Let me fix my Tabby. Are you sitting on my white? I think she's sitting on my correction tape. Or is she? No, she's over here. Never mind. Instead of putting it in the Brewer area, I put it in the Rocky area by mistake. That was pretty silly. So it's home run, strikeout, and line out to second. So let me fix all of this. Pretty embarrassing to put this in the wrong team. I'll never go anywhere without my correction tape because I need lots of corrections. But the run comes in, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. Score now 5-2. Priester back out. He's got full endurance. And he'll be facing Kyle Farmer to start things off. Farmer 5-5, and that's a strikeout for Priester, his 6th. For Ryan McMahon, 111, and that's a base on balls. And for Priester, that is his first walk. Brings up Nick Martini. Of course, I'm old enough to remember a commercial called where they had a jingle, Martini and Rossi on the rocks. Say yeah. 6'9", I'm not going to sing it. 6'9" is a 1 for a triple. 2-20 is a single. 2 stars. That's a single 2 stars. Puts runners on the corners. Now the Brewer bullpen is tossing in earnest as Michael Tolia is loosening the bullpen or ready to hit now. So you can see the Brewers having their bullpen. They have, looks like they have Joel Payamps in the bullpen loosening. Tolia is the batter. Runners at the corners, 1 out. They're going to play for the double play are the Brewers. Try to turn 2. That is a 3-6. Struck him out. Strikeout number 7 for Priester. And it's up to Tyler Freeman in a clutch situation. Freeman in the clutch will gain a hit on 2-3. And that's it. That is a 1-7, and that's going to be a walk. It's going to load the bases. And we might see a lefty come in right here to face Moniak. Might not be Payampas. Let's see if they go to a lefty here. Looks like they're going to a left-hander. They are going to Jared Koenig. So that'll be all for Priester. Koenig was 6-1 with a 2.86 ERA and 2 saves, and he is left-handed. And he's in there to face the left-hander Mickey Moniak. Moniak the Maniac. So we'll finish out the numbers on Priester at the end of the inning. So far, he has given up 5 runs, but he's responsible for all 3 on the board right now, or on the bases right now. Clutch situation for Moniak against a lefty. He does gain a hit, 111. That's a 6-8 lefty-lefty. It's a 1-19 single for Moniak. And that's a base hit, 1 star. The run's going to score. Moniak the Maniac comes through with an RBI single. Everybody else moves up 90 feet. It's now 6-2 Rockies. That run is charged to Priester. And here is Jacob Stallings. Stallings does not have any clutch effect against lefties. Oops. The 110, he will ground to second to end the inning. So now we can close the book on Priester. He's going to go 5 2/3 innings. He is going to give up a total of 6 runs, all earned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits I've got him for. Or did I count this hit against him? Let me double check it. 1. I think I might have given him 1 too many hits here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it should be 7 hits, not 8 hits. 7 hits. But he did walk quite a couple he shouldn't have walked. 1, 2. Well, just the 2 walks. That's what got him in trouble at the end. 2 walks. He did strike out 7. But as rare as it sounds, against Rocky pitching, he did not get any run support. So here's Shavilli. He's in his second inning of work. He does have a fatigue of 2 on his card. So he's going to go for a second inning. Hello, Brian B. and Utah Mike, if I forgot to say hello to you guys. Oh, Tabby wants to leave. Hold on. Here you go. Come on. Out you go. What Tabby wants, Tabby gets. So here we go. Top of the 7th, Joey Ortiz. 3-7, and that's a ground ball to second. Farmer makes the play, 1 away, and now Oliver Dunn, the nameless player, he is a left-handed hitter. Whoops, got caught up here. Let's redo this. That's a 5-5 against a lefty, and that's a ground ball to second. So back-to-back ground outs to second base starts the inning. And now backup catcher Eric Haas. 1-6, and that's going to be a double 1-2, single 3-20. That is going to be a double. It's the 1 on the devil die. It's a double. So Haas subbing for Contreras. Contreras to DHing, and Haas comes in and goes 2 for 3 so far. So that brings up Turang in a clutch situation, or as Mr. Guterman would say, a clutch situation. And let's see here against the righty. He gains a hit on 3-6. That's 6-7, and that's going to be a double 1-8. This will score the run. Single 9-20, 2 stars both ways. It will be a 13, so that's a single 2 stars. Turang will drive in Haas to cut the lead to 6-3 for Jackson Chourio. And now the Rockies will go to their bullpen. I think Shavilli, 1 2/3 is most they can give them. So they'll go to the pen. And they will go to right-hander Jake Bird. They're going to see if the bird is the word. Jake Bird, he's a -3, makes him a -4. Bird, before going to the Yankees, 4-2, 5.53 ERA. I think these might be the combined stats. I think Strat does that when they change leagues. They give them 1 combined card. All right, Bird facing Chourio. And Chourio could try for the lead here, but it would be tough. Down by 3 runs, you don't want to run yourself out of an inning. So we will just hold him at first base, and he won't go anywhere. Here's Chourio. That's a 2-11 for Chourio. He grounds it to first. Tolia steps on the bag, and that's going to do it. A single run, and that's it. That's all they get. So we'll close the book on Shavilli, and he gives up 2 runs in an inning and 2/3, 3 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. And now we go to, let me turn this back on here. Now we go to, let's see, Koenig only faced 2 batters. But they're going to go to, with righties coming up, I think they're going to go to right-hander. Actually, no, you know what? They're going to go to right-hander. Why not? They're going to go to Now they're going to go to Joel Payamps. So Payamps is on. He's a -1, and he's a 0 for a -1. So Joel Payamps will come on, and he'll be facing the top of the order, Brenton Doyle, starting the bottom of the seventh inning stretch, but we're just going to keep rolling here. We're having too much fun not to. 2-9, and that's going to be a strikeout. And that's what Doyle does. He strikes out a lot. Here's Zach Veen. He's a lefty, 6'7". That's a double, 1-17. Single 18-20. And that'll be a double for Zach Veen. He's tripled, and now he's doubled. Both off of the pitcher card. So if you want to say that's a weakness of Strat-O-Matic, you're certainly maybe not wrong in that assessment. Here's Kyle Farmer, but every game has their weakness. 3-8, and that's going to be a ground ball back to the pitcher. That'll freeze Veen at second. 2 down now in the clutch for Ryan McMahon. McMahon in the clutch against right-handed pitching loses 1 hit on 1-2. 6'4", though, is going to be a catcher X. Boy, he just missed a home run here, 6'5". 6'4" is a catcher X. That's Haas. He's a 4. 4 and a 1. This actually could be a base hit. I think it's going to be a nubber for a grounder, or grounder for a base hit, I mean. 4 and a 1 is a W/S, but that would be a single. But the wild pitch, I think, is going to override that single and take the single away. He's an E1. Does not make an error there. But when you go to W/S, which I think is over here, here it is right here, W/S. With runners on base, the pitcher uncorks a wild pitch. So it's not going to be a single. It's going to be a wild pitch. And that'll put the runner at third. Still 2 outs for Ryan McMahon. Still got to get the hit to bring the run home. 5-8, and he will. 1-5 is a triple. 6-20 is going to be a double. That'll be a triple for Ryan McMahon. He had 1 triple all season, but of course this is coming off the pitcher card. RBI triple for McMahon. And the Rockies get a run against Payamps. And the score is now 7-3. Martini up. He's got the clutch situation going for him, and he also loses a hit on 1-2. Also loses hits on 2-5 and 2-6. That's a 2-10, though, and that's a home run, 1-7. Double 8-20. And that's a double, so that will score McMahon. And Payamps might not get out of the inning here, although most of this is off the batter cards, so can't really blame Payamps too much. They're going to see if he can get Tolley out before they have to go to the bullpen again. Here's Tolley, 5'11", switch hitter. It's ground ball pitcher X. He's a 2E0. 2 and an 18, he gets to that E0. Of course, he can't make an error. There is no rare play, so that'll do it there. But 2 runs come in. That's going to be all for Payamps. I didn't finish Koenig either. Koenig went 1/3 of an inning, gave up a hit, nothing else. Payamps 1 inning gives up 3 hits, 2 runs, no walks and a strikeout. All right, so that's all for Payamps. Brewers will have to have somebody come in and pitch the 8th inning. Right now in the 8th, it'll be Jake Bird. He's still out there. He only faced 1 batter in the 7th inning, so he's certainly got the juice to keep going. Christian Yelich, 5'11". Fly ball right field X. We are looking at Veen. He's a 3E0. 3 and an 11. He'll get to that. That's all you need because he's an E0. That's 1 away. And that brings up Contreras. 2-9 for Contreras, and that's a solid single. That'll send it to Garrett Mitchell, center fielder. That's a 2-7 against Bird, and that's a second base B, so fielder's choice, 4-6. 2 away for Jake Bowers. 5-9 lefty. Struck him out. Bird gets the strikeout, and that'll do it for Bird. He's going to go an inning and a third. Going to give up 1 hit, no runs, and a strikeout. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Brewers will need somebody to come in and, I don't want to say it's a mop-up duty, but it's close to it. So they will bring in right-hander, or do they bring in a lefty? There's actually, well, now they're going to bring in a right-hander, Nick Mears. So Nick Mears, 5-3, 3.49 ERA and a save. Nick Mears will come on to face Tolia, Freeman, and Moniak, scheduled hitters for the Rockies. 8-3 Rockies, bottom of the 8th, as they look to avoid the sweep and finish off the homestand at least on a high note before going out to California. Now Tabby will come back in. Come on, Tabby. All right. All right. All right. All right. Now we're ready to go. Tolia, 4-7, and that's going to be a fly to left field, 1 away. For Tyler Freeman, 5-6, and that's a 1-8 single. 9-20 lines to short, and that's a liner to short, 2 down. For Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. Oh, I didn't need the 220 there. I don't know why I even rolled it. 4-10, and that's a pop-up to first. That's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Nick Mears. Almost called him Rick Mears. I think he was a NASCAR driver or something. So, anyway, we go to the 9th. It might even be a lead even the Rockies can't blow. It's 8-3. And who do they go to? Who do they turn to here? They're going to turn to Victor Vodnik. Victor Vodnik will come in and pitch. Obviously not a save situation. Vodnik, 4-3, 3.02 ERA and 10 saves, but he's the freshest arm they have. So Vodnik will be on. He is a -4 hole, not that the Brewers are running. And they're going to start out with Ortiz, Dunn, and Haas, but they could go to the bench. In fact, I'm sure they will to get some better hitters. They do have Sal Frelick. Frelick will come in and hit for Dunn, I believe. And hitting for Ortiz will be Rhys Hoskins. So they're going to have Rhys Hoskins pinch hit for Rhys Hoskins will pinch hit for Ortiz. And then Sal Frelick will pinch hit for Dunn. As we try to give the Brewers at least, put their best foot forward, as they say. At least try. Like I don't want to be like I'm not even trying for the Brewers or anything. So we're trying. Here is Rhys Hoskins. That's a 3-9 for Hoskins, and he struck out. Rhys Hoskins out on strikes. Victor Vodnik. Here's Sal Frelick, pinch hitting for Dunn. 4-7, Frelick a lefty, and that's a strikeout for Vodnik, 2 down. So it's up to Eric Haas, the backup catcher, but I think he's going to be called back, and they're going to pinch hit for him as well. They have 2 choices. They have Isaac Collins or Vinny Capra. Well, Capra hits 125, so we're going to Isaac Collins, who hits 263. So Collins will hit for Haas. See what he can do. Rockies looking to put it away and send their team off on a West Coast road trip on a high note. 6-5, switch hitter batting left, and that's a home run 1. Anything else will be a double. That is a 1. How do you like that? I tell you what, this particular D20 has a high propensity for coming up with a 1 more than 5%. I swear it does. Home run, pinch hit home run, no less, for Isaac Collins. But it's only a solo shot. So it just cuts the lead to 8-4. And back to the top of the order in Bryce Terang. 5-5, and that's a walk. So Vodnik getting a little sloppy. Brings up Jackson Chourio. .210 for Chourio. Ground ball to second, and that will finally do it. So the Rockies salvage Game 3, improved their record to 4-8. They were 9-50 in the 59 games I'm going to play, but now they are 4-8. Winner is Feltner. Vodnik's going to go 1 inning, give up a hit and a run and a walk and 2 strikeouts. No save involved, obviously. Let's see here for the Rockies, 8 runs on 11 hits. I don't think anybody made an error, if I'm not mistaken. And for the Brewers, 4 runs on 9 hits and no errors. So there you go. Rockies win it by the score of 8-4. 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Rockies. 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Brewers. The Rockies will jump on a charter and head out west as they open a 6-game road trip in California. 3 in San Diego, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then 3 in Los Angeles, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday before coming back home. So the next game tomorrow night will be from beautiful San Diego. And it'll be the Rockies and the Padres as we finish up with the Brewers. And I do appreciate all you fine folks joining me tonight. It wasn't as good as this morning's game, obviously, but still a good game. And speaking of the morning, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, we'll have the final game for July 2nd date in the 1987 replay, and we'll be in California as well. And we will be heading to the Oakland Coliseum for the Boston Red Sox to take on the Oakland A's. It will be Al Nipper against Joaquin Andujar. And the A's will make one roster move. They will send down or either hurt one or the other, Stan Javier, and they will bring aboard relief pitcher Greg Cadaret. So it's going to be Andujar against Nipper, the final game from Thursday, July the 2nd, game number 538 in the replay. That'll be tomorrow morning at roughly 9 o'clock Eastern. So I hope everybody has a wonderful Thursday night. Hopefully you have a nice weekend planned for yourself. I know the weather's going to be steaming hot here. We're getting some sort of there's a term for it in the weather thing, and I can't think of what it is. But basically, I think starting Wednesday through next weekend, I think it's going to be like temperatures are going to be near 100 with the heat index about 110. And it's just like something that's just like an umbrella that doesn't move. It just stays here. So that's summer for you, but I'll take that over winter every day of the week. When we had 1.5 inches of ice and couldn't even get out of the driveway, I'll take this any day. I'll take the heat any day. So again, Rockies win it. They improve to 4-8. And I'll look at the Rockies record real quick before I sign off. I want to see what their record was after 12 games real world. I don't think they had gotten their 4th win yet. So if that's the case, then we are doing way better than they did real world, which I'm sure is a tribute to my managing. Let's see here. After 12 games, they were 3-9. So I'm 1 game ahead. They were 3-9 after 12 games real world. They're 4-8 after 12 games in our replay. Lucky game 13 from San Diego tomorrow night. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And until next time, we'll see you down the road.